but not falling off. Now this space is the place of present. This rises either from the ego or superego and goes into the past. The in-between space is the present. One is the future, one is the past. Now this space has to increase. When it increases, then what happens is that Agya Chakra opens more and you become thoughtlessly aware. You become thoughtlessly aware. You come in the present. There's no thought. And thought is the barrier between the creation and ourselves. For example, you look at this, say, a beautiful stone that is placed there, or anything. You watch it. Now, if you want to think, oh, it looks like a man, it looks like a devil, or it looks like a god, or whatever it is, there's a thought you're putting. So what you do when you are realized, you just watch. And whatever the joy is put there of the creator, of an artist, completely is within you. Because there is no thought. There is no weight. There is no disturbance in a completely silent lake. All that is around it, all that creation comes into it. Absolutely reflected. And you enjoy it in thoughtless awareness, called as Nirvichar Samadhi. This complete Nirvichara, where you have no thought and you start enjoying that creation complete. The joy of that is there. Nothing is lost. So the thoughtless awareness comes in when the Kundalini crosses the Agya Chakra. It does double work. First, it makes you thoughtlessly aware. Secondly, because the Kundalini, if it has pierced through, it pushes these and she fills these with the grace. The grace falls on this. When the grace comes in, you start relaxing. These centers also relax. These centers are in attention. But when the grace comes in, they go back into normal. So there is more sort of expansion and the thoughtless awareness starts establishing itself at the Agya Chakra. Now the mantra of Agya Chakra is the Lord's Prayer. It has got two sides, Hum and Shab. Hum means I am and Shab means I forgive. So if supposing this is catching, you have to say I forgive. If there is ego within us, you should say I forgive. If there is superego within us, you should say I am. I am. So it is Hum and Sham is the bija, is the seed of the prayer, Lord's Prayer. Now there are people who are talking the Lord's Prayer is not all right. I mean, who are you? What do you know about it? Everybody is challenging everyone. What do you know? What is your authority? The trouble is, everybody is entitled to do what they like with religion and with God. Though they do not know anything about it, they are absolutely ignorant, but they think they have a right because there is no political control over it. Even Hitler can talk about Christ. Anybody can talk about him and about the prayer that he taught you. Who are you to challenge it? Who are you to challenge him? I can't understand. How do you challenge a person without knowing your own position in relation to him? But this is a very, very common thing that people do and is due to ego. Ego makes you high-handed. And this is the worst type of high-handedness, that you challenge God, you challenge Christ, you challenge everything which you don't understand. Your mind is limited. It's a very limited vehicle. You cannot do anything with this mind of yours. You have to go beyond it. Somebody has to trigger you into the space. You have to go into there. You have to become the spirit. Only by realizing your spirit you can get connected with God. Before that you are not connected. That's why you have to become the spirit. And the spirit is the connection, is the link with God. There is no other way you can be linked with God. If you want to keep yourself in delusion, you go ahead with it. But this is the real thing I'm telling you, the true thing I'm telling you, for which you should know you cannot pay, you cannot purchase it, you cannot demand it, and you cannot work it out. The grace of God has to come, fall upon you to do it, or a person who is enlightened can only enlighten. Now, about Christ if I have to speak, I've spoken once on Christ for 7 days, one after another. There's no end to it. It's such a great incarnation that I just do not know how to say that I've spoken all about it. As it is, we have many tapes in London. You can send for it. We are now going to have a center here. Herman has offered his place, and we'll be sending those tapes there. At least 300 tapes you have got in London, which you can listen to and see for yourself. And all of these tapes are very good because they are actually mantras. They work out the mantras, and you also get listening to them, opening of your centers and all that. Now the last, which is embarrassing because he already has told you that I'm supposed to have been here. It is the integration. The end of it is the integration of all these 7 centers. All these 7 centers are placed around this area called as the limbic. This is the limbic. Now if you cut it, the brain, like this transverse section of the brain, you'll find it's like a lotus. You can find it that there the marking is like a lotus opened up, and is 1,000 petals, as called, are like these. But the coloring is not all right. You people are so fond of these pastel colors, so they have used it, but we can say that this kind of 1,000 petal is there. Now it is said in the Bible that I will appear before you like tongues of flames. And they all appear, but these are very large ones. And they appear as living flames in different colors, starting from one to another, and they are 1,000 in number. Now the doctors argue that there cannot be 1,000, they have to be 192. I mean, just imagine these foolish people to argue on that, but they do not know they are 1,000 in number and they are placed here. But in the limbic area, all the 7 centers are surrounding. Like we have got now, you see from here, this is the Agya chakra. Here, behind it, here at the back, just exactly at the back is the Muladhara. Surrounding it is the Swadhisthana. Surrounding the Muladhara is the Swadhisthana. If you are catching on Swadhisthana, you can feel it within yourself, the heaviness here. If you are catching, say you have diabetes, give an example. Diabetic people get blind after some time. They lose the power of the eyes because this thing oppresses the optic lobe, which is controlled by the Muladhara chakra. We call it as back agya, this portion at the back. So this is the Swadhisthana chakra here at the back. In the center here you find a bone, that's the Muladhara, and around it is the Swadhisthana chakra. Then here is the Vishuddhi chakra, is the Virata, is the Vishuddhi chakra here. When you catch cold, you'll find you'll have a problem here. But if you apply something here, you'll feel better. And this is the Vishuddhi chakra, which is related to your throat, this one. Now, if you have problems with collectivity also, you might find a big block here. Now, at the back of it is the Nabi here, at the back. This Nabi has a left and a right side. As we have shown here, the left Nabi and the right Nabi. There are 2 left and right Nabi. I don't know if I have told you about that left-right Nabi. But I mean, you can find out from the book that there is left and right Nabi. So you have got a left and a right Nabi. And also, you sometimes feel the Nabi in here. Some people do feel who have problems with their gurus and things like that, you see, then you feel it. But the whole void is here. And this void is called as Ekadasha Rupa. This void, the whole of it. It goes like a ring round it. And this ring is very important because this you get it from the void. If you go to a bad guru or someone, you get this. And this is the one that is of the rider. The rider, the one who has 11 powers of destruction, the one who is going to come to slash out. Then he is not going to give you any counsel, he is not going to redeem you, no realization. He will slash out those who are not realized, and he will emancipate the one who are realized. That's the last. That you don't ask just now. Give some time more to save more people, because he is not going to question anyone. He is not going to allow you any more time, and that will be the time of complete destruction of all the satanic forces. So that is the Ekadasha here. That collects, because all these horrible gurus are here. These are the Ekadashas. And this is one thing is to be understood, that one should get rid of this very easily. Now these two children of Rama who were born here were endowed on the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon both are here. And the sun became, as I told you, Buddha ultimately here, and he became the, not ultimately, the Mahavira. They are here. But when they were on this earth, Buddha talked about non-violence, and people thought non-violence to chickens, to bugs. These Mahavira people, these Jains, we have got horrible community called Jains in India, and they believe in vegetarianism to this extent that they get a Brahmin, pay him money, and put him in a hut, and bring all the bugs of the village, put those in the hut, and the bugs live on that Brahmin. It's a fact, even today they do. And then they pay some money to the Brahmin because the bugs are fed. Now you just tell me, this kind of a nonsensical vegetarianism, am I going to give realization to chickens? Just think of it, or to the bugs, or to the earthworms. You are human beings, you should eat a flesh which is not of a bigger animal than yourself, because that's horrible. But you can eat the flesh of the animals which are smaller than you. There's no harm in eating that. And this kind of a nonsensical vegetarianism don't do any harm to the animals. But they don't mind doing. These giants are the greatest. They are, you see, such just like suckers. And they don't mind killing people for their money. They don't mind going for what you call shikars in hunting and killing anything. But they will not eat a chicken or even the garlic. Now garlic, as you know, is very good for the heart. But they don't eat garlic. It's very good for the heart. It's very good for people who have got tendency towards hardening of the arteries. So the circulation is a problem. It's very good to eat that. And for cold, those people who suffer from cold, if they regularly eat a fresh garlic thing in the night, brush their teeth, they'll be much better off. So while talking about it, I will say, now these 7 centers are here. Now at the Fontenelle is the center of the heart. Now just imagine, it is at the center. So where do I exist? I mean, all of them are 7 centers, so I'm just like a bubble. But if I'm in your heart, I'm there. So the key of Sahaja Yoga that you have to recognize me. If you cannot recognize me, you cannot progress in Sahaja Yoga. I have to frankly admit it, because he's already exposed me. I don't tell this in my first lectures, but I have to say that please now recognize me. As your mother, I would request you to recognize me. And you don't have to give me anything, just take things from me. Just have it your side, but recognize me. If you deny me, then this won't open, this will be always covered. That's why at the end when you say, Mother, give me my realization, because I have come on this earth to give you realization. That's my job. It's one of the worst jobs that one can have. because it is so difficult with people to talk to them, to tell them about it, and they are all the time up in arms. They are so aggressive and they start fighting. It's the mother's job, which is a thankless job, absolute thankless job. I have to do it, and also only mother can do it. Because if you had Christ, you would have taken those 11 things and finished off everyone. If you had asked Krishna, he has also Samhara Shakti, he would have killed. But to use the whole thing with integrated idea and with balancing, with understanding human beings, you have to have a mother. And that's why sometimes people try to become very familiar and start taking advantage or taking liberties, which is a wrong thing. Whatever I am, and I'm love. I can't help it. I really can't help it. I'm compassionate. One day I did feel very disgusted, really. Once I did feel very disgusted with people the way they were, and I was just saying that, forget it. And then suddenly I saw my photograph, and I saw my eyes. And I said, Nirmala, you are compassion. You are compassion, you can't help it. You just can't help it. I have to work it out. I know it means sometimes too much, but I have to work it out. Now some people come out with the question, why you, mother? I said, why not you? It's a good idea. Come along and do it. I'll be the best. It will be the best for me to retire, and my husband might give you a pension for it. He'll be so happy that I have found out somebody who will replace me. But I have not yet found out somebody who will replace me. I wish you could. It will be a good idea. Now the name Nirmala itself means immaculate. Means the one who is the cleansing one. Is the name of the goddess also. My actually sign name is Lalita. Is the name of the primordial mother. That is the name of the primordial mother. But to be a human being with all these centers around you working, for example, for the last 3 days you don't know how much I am vibrating. You can ask Warren and other people. I asked them to take the vibrations and they were doing like this, where they couldn't touch me. They tried to put the hand on the head and they were just, they didn't know how to touch me. Even it is so much vibrating. So it's not easy to carry all this load on this human body, to appear like a human being, to act like a human being, to behave like a human being, so that there is a report. Why an incarnation is needed? There has to be a report, because the unconscious cannot talk to you. Whatever you see in the dream comes back to you afterwards from the subconscious areas. All the ideas to you, it's such a mess, such a confusion, and you cannot decide anything. So it has to come on this earth as a human being, I tell you, with a language. I never knew English all my life. It's the first time I learned English, but still I don't know American English. I hope I'll be able to learn something more when I travel around. And it's a thing that it's God's desire that you have to be realized. It's all written in the Bible. It's all written in all the books of the scriptures. It is very largely written in the books of Adi Shankaracharya, who has described me fully, in a very full way. And it's easy for Indians to get to me. I mean, though I have not much disciples in the cities, but they are aware of my advent and they know that I'm there. Most of them know about it. But they can't understand why I have come to America. They say that why do you come here? The people here won't accept. But I don't think so, because I think you are great seekers, very great seekers, born in this country. You are a special type. You have to work for it. I must say the transformation that has taken place in the Western Sahajogis has not been achieved by Indians so much, though they have an advantage because they are born in a country which have basics, which keeps the attention intact. The attention is very much intact, so it is easy to work it out there. Here it is difficult, it doesn't appeal to people, but still, you are all great people. So many of you are lost, but they can be all saved. But those who are here should know that you have the greatest opportunity in your lives today to be realized and to give realization to others. First of all, you have to become all right. Then you can give life to others. Now, the greatest thing that is needed for Sahaja Yoga is wisdom. And logically, you will reach at a conclusion and understand that Sahaja Yoga is the end of all the problems of all the problems. For example, take the capitalism and communism. Now, I am a capitalist because I have all the powers. And I am the communist because I cannot enjoy it without giving it to you. But it's spontaneous. I have not to do it because I think about it. It just works. It is like that. All the problems, political problems, economic problems, everything can be solved. Krishna has said, Yoga Kshema Vahamya. When you get your yoga, you get your well-being. He has promised. He could have said it, Kshema Yoga Vahamya. He did not. He said, yoga kshema vahamyam. First you yoga, first unite. Unite with the spirit, then you are blessed by all these things. This is the center of even material wealth of Lakshmi, which works out. And all the Sahaja yogis who have been to me are blessed by material wealth also, but not too much like Mr. Ford. That's an extreme case. That's a headache. But they get well-being from every angle in a balanced way and integrated. So the last message is of integration, that you get completely integrated. Whatever you do, your heart supports it, your mind supports it, and your body supports it. You are completely integrated in one being, that is your spirit. May God bless you all. So now this is the last lecture, and I'm going to Philadelphia, and you pray that Philadelphia people get realization more, and we get more people into Sahaja, and that they become enlightened. Then I'll be going to Houston, then to Los Angeles and Vancouver for a day. If you have any friends or relatives there, you can write to them, take the address so that they contact and they come down to the program. May God bless you. Normally I don't tell about myself, but today he exposed me as soon as I came. I had to tell because it's not tactful. It's not tactful to say anything. It's better that you discover me than I tell you, because Christ was crucified, everybody was tortured. I do not want to hamper my work, because it makes no difference by telling you anything before realization. It's better to tell you after realization that I am the Holy Ghost. No doubt, I am the one about which Christ has taught. I had told them, I had never said this from a platform, and I told they have been telling me, Mother, you must say that once. I said, in America I'll declare. So today I declare that I am the Holy Ghost, I am the Holy Spirit who has incarnated on this earth for your realization. May God bless you. Now, any questions?
Mother, I'd just love to say, I love you.
That's it.
And I would like to sometime tonight take the rest of the pictures, because I'm not sure the others came out. And this is my important question. How can I still my thoughts?
What did he say?
How can I still them?
He wants to know, how can he still his thoughts?
Huh?
How can he still his thoughts?
Why? How can you?
He's making himself thoughtless.
You just say Lord's Prayer now before my photograph. All right? Lord's Prayer is the entry. It's the entry. No doubt.
There's a little announcement concerning all of you. There is a photograph of Mataji which is available from Tracy, who's sitting over there, which you can buy. It's a very good quality black and white photograph. And she has a few tonight. Christine will have a stock of those photographs. There is also a book called The Advent, which a few people have already received, about Mataji's Advent and about Sahaja Yoga, which you'll be able to buy once you settle into Sahaja Yoga. Don't forget that Christine is here, Herman is here with his home, which is offered as a meeting place for Sahaja Yoga. You should all get together after Mother has gone, form a nucleus, get yourselves strong, and then begin to give realization to others. Then you yourself will be able to establish centers in your own district, maybe even go out of New York. This is how it's going to grow. As Mother says, as one candle becomes enlightened, it can enlighten another. You've got a tremendous responsibility. Christine is here to assist you. Tracy is going to the West Coast. And this is how it's going to spread through America. Take it in your both hands.
And Steve is in Boston. Steve and Christina.
Steve and
Stanley.
Christina in Boston. Christine, let everybody see, so that you can get the names and addresses of any contacts. And Tracy will be in the West Coast. If you know anybody over there.
And at Herman's place. Herman, can you stand up? I'm going to see his place tomorrow.
Where is he?
Where is he gone?
He couldn't get here tonight.
Huh?
He had to work
No,
tonight.
he had to work. He came in.
You mentioned on the right side is the superego, on the right side of the brain.
You mentioned that the superego is on the right side. In
No,
fact,
I mean in the sense that it moves like this, you see? And like this. Now, this way. But more super goes on the right side. It presses more on the right side.
What type of
But the
thinking-
movement is like, you see, the thing is, the division is like this, all right?
What type of thinking would increase the activity on this side? That would increase the superego?
what sort of thinking would increase the activity of the superego?
No.
What sort of thinking, she's asking.
What sort of
You
thinking?
said too much thinking was
No,
on the
you
left.
don't think now. You see, don't think. You have to become thoughtlessly aware, first of all. Don't think. But once you are realized, whatever you think happens. Whatever you want happens. Because your attention is enlightened. Your attention is enlightened. Like I went to Orleans. There was a lady who was suffering from breast cancer. When I cured her, she was all right. And I was then in Switzerland recently, about after a year, and somebody came from Orleans, Robert, and he told me that mother, she's all right, and she's a surgeon, but now she has got terrible trouble in her kidney, and she's got terrible pain, and she's in the hospital. And as soon as he told me, the pain stopped, and the stone came out. And since that day, she's all right. So it just works that moment. Whatever you ask for will work. Whatever you want for, it will work. Because you become collectively conscious, and the collective being helps. Apart from that, all the angels, like Saint Michael, who resides on this side. His birthday was yesterday, day before yesterday. We celebrated Saint Michael's birthday. His left side here. And Saint Gabriel is on the right hand side. And all their Abhis, they all look after them. For example, a realized soul, established realized soul is traveling by a train, there will not be an accident. If there is an accident, all will be saved. They are saved in such miraculous manner. I mean, there are 1,001 things you will see that will be amazed how you are helped. So you don't think, leave it to God. He thinks for you.
How does one know that you reach someone who is realized? For example, I have read a lot of Rajneesh, and I've met a man named Swami Vishnu Devananda, and I was very impressed by both of them. And how do I know that I was impressed by them as I am impressed by you?
What you say?
How do you know whether somebody is a realized soul, is a true teacher?
You see, unless and until you are your spirit, you cannot. You have to become your spirit. Then you get your vibratory awareness. You get the cool breeze coming into you. Now this cool breeze is nothing but is the all-pervading power which you start feeling on your... You have come for the first time? That's fine. This question is justified, but I have told about it. Then you start feeling the all-pervading power, all right? Then you can also feel whether a person is realized or not. But if you are not the spirit, you can know, even logically. For a person who is a realized soul, never can take anything from you. He cannot be a parasite. He doesn't live by your own. Such a person, it's all right. You can pay for this hall, all right. You can pay for the traveling of the person, is all right. But you cannot live on the money of other people because you want, supposing somebody to come, you can pay for the taxi to come. That's a different one. Now such a person will have a temperament which will be very detached, not bothered. He's not a money-minded person, he's not a worldly person sort of a thing, and he's not bothered about mundane things of life. Such a person leads a holy life, has to be a changed person. cannot marry his own secretary or something like that and become a Yankee or something and behave like a stupid person. This he cannot do. All such people cannot be realized souls. One should, who cannot ask for Rolls Royces. I mean, to such a person, Rolls Royce is the same as the bullock cart. What is the difference? I mean, you can sleep on the road, you can sleep in the palace, anywhere. Makes no difference to such a person. This person can be rich by birth, could be poor, makes no difference. He has that kind of a body that he can adjust himself to any kind of life that is there. So many things can be seen, and he cannot take any effort. He should not make you do any effort. It is he who works. I have to work. You don't have to work. The person who knows swimming has to work hard to save the person, or the person who is to be saved has to work hard. I mean, it's a simple logic. Simple logic. If they tell you to stand on your heads, you tell them that are you going to save us or we are going to save ourselves. Those who have to save have to work hard, very hard.
Yes.
They have come for the first time. And I know that you'll ask some question. Which one? All right.
I have no questions. I want to just say
All
something.
right. That's right.
I have no questions because I realize that the question very often creates resistance. I must tell you that during your general lecture I felt as if you were speaking to me.
Correct.
And,
I know you
I
are
want
a
to
very
let
great
it-
speaker, I could see that.
And I want to let it sink in. That's all I want to say. It was beautiful.
But,
He's just speaking, saying how much when he was listening to you.
I know,
he
I
just-
saw you, I could make it out. I was very happy to see you there. Very much happy to see you there. I know. And there are so many like you in this country, which you have to seek and find them. There are so many. They have just, I don't know why they are not here. I was expecting them, like you today. I was expecting you earlier. All right, what is the...
I read this article in the newspaper about a week ago about biological warfare, which is taking place in Cambodia. Do you know what that means, biological warfare?
She read an article in the newspaper about biological warfare, which is taking place in Cambodia. Biological warfare.
But it means like, they have organisms they use organisms which emit a toxin to kill people.
They use organisms which emit toxins which kill people.
And I'm wondering if this is the beginning of the end.
She says, is this the beginning of the end?
You see, these things people do because they hate. They hate it. They have never known the power of love. They have only known the power of hatred. Power of love is so powerful, so dynamic. You can win them. It's nice you brought it to my attention. My attention is on Cambodia. It was on Vietnam, it was on Cambodia. Not just on my attention. One has to work it out. But now, first of all, you should know of this country, which is going to be destroyed from within. You don't know how much these gurus have destroyed you. This is a very bad, very, very bad atmosphere. Children can be killed just like that without even your knowledge. People can be killed just like that. This black magic, if it takes over, they can kill you just like that, you will not know. The spirits can work out. Black magic can be very effective. They can make people commit suicide. Thousands of them can commit suicide. I mean, this is a very much more dangerous thing than that biological stuff, which is so much in the open, but this is secret. And you have to be careful. Anything can happen in this country. Apart from that, all of these people, you have allowed them to come here, these are antichrist, and they have brought all the bad vibrations there. Such bad vibrations that the whole country can go into a big turmoil. I mean, there could be a very big upheaval, earthquakes, can be anything. Horrible things can happen to this country. I mean, you are perched on a very, very serious situation, which you should pay attention. Don't pay attention to Cambodia. It's not so difficult. It can be controlled. It's more in this country is the problem.
let's not ask any more political
One more.
questions.
All right, later on.
Just about the spiritual side.
I feel very confident about the spiritual side, so I don't
About
need,
what?
so I don't need to ask about that. But this I've never heard, you see, that which he says now. I don't understand what he means by secret gurus.
See, I'll tell you what. There is a psychological attack, see, on the psyche of the people through the spirits, and which is a very serious thing, of which you have no idea. You are very naive people, absolutely naive. You have no idea. Even you are playing with parapsychology, it's a very dangerous thing. Parapsychology, Russians are like that, extremely naive. They are getting into the psychological trauma, complete psychological, of which you are not aware. You are not at all aware of it. And that is the attack is going to come on you. Very seriously, it's possible. Now imagine, these people are having 50,000 people, imagine, madly in love with an Antichrist. He's a born Antichrist, he's the Antichrist. He's here, stationed here.
Who are you referring to?
It is Guru Maharaj.
Oh, Guru Maharaj. Oh, yeah.
So many of them. Rajneesh, you gave him place here. Rajneesh is Antichrist. He is horrible. You brought him here. He could not exist in India. He had to run away. All sorts of people you have got here. Mahesh Yogi, all of them.
Mahesh Yogi also?
Horrible. He's the worst of all.
Why?
Why? Because he's destroyed so many people. He's given epilepsy. He's director of his flying squad that he had in
Switzerland.
in Scotland. He had the real one in Scotland. And the director was with Mr. Peter Pierce. He came down to me with his epilepsy and his wife and his daughter. And you must see what she has written now about what he did to her. Before coming to me, she gave this interview. I would not have allowed her to do that, but she did it before. And that's how he's done. You get into epilepsy and things like that. I mean, how will you get over your epilepsies? You cannot cure your epilepsy. You don't know from where it is coming, or you don't know the source. You don't know how to cure yourself. You are so naive. And there are thousands and billions and billions. You can't even see what's wrong with you. You don't even understand anything about it. I mean, nothing. You have no idea. Your psychology is like a child compared to the knowledge Indians have about it. I mean, they know all about it. I mean, you may think you are very developed. You might be developed as far as the bridges are concerned and this and that. But as far as the human beings are concerned, you have no idea. You are very simple people. Extremely simple.
But Mother, I've been practicing transcendental meditation for 9
That's
years.
it, I know that.
And
You get this catch. Now you will see in your rising of the Kundalini, you will see.
good.
All right?
I found it not to be a negative thing in my life.
You are a sweet person.
Thank you.
You are a seeker. You be kind to yourself. Kind to yourself. You are the temple of God.
But I never liked Mahesh Yogi. I took his mantra, 2 of them. And
Mantra, that's what I said, the mantra, you see, is a big science. At every center, there's a different mantra. He just gives you one mantra.
he gave me 2.
And 2, you see,
He didn't give it to me. I had to buy it.
Good. You see, his mantras are, if you tell in Indian, in love, one mantra is Tinga, which means this, showing like this is Tinga. Inga. Inga means
That's
the
right.
tail. The tail, Inga means the tail of a scorpion. Can you imagine?
I used that one.
Now, look at that. It is no Sanskrit, nothing. It is horrible. It means horrible. You tell anybody that he gave me the mantra of Inga, Indians will laugh. If they know any Sanskrit, even if they know Hindi language, ordinary Hindi. Ainga. Ainga means a very bad Hindi when somebody has to say I come.
What does it mean?
It means I come. If you have to say I am coming, it's a bad Hindi language where you don't know Hindi language, then you say Ainga. It's a joke.
What do you do with your mantra? I have one too. I can't use it. It doesn't work with me. But it's still in my mind. It does nothing anymore.
You throw it out.
TM, just forget it.
You forget it. That's why the problems you were saying are the doubts. They put the doubts. These horrible ingas, pingas and tingas. There is no jiran like ing in Sanskrit. No. It's from England he must have picked up ing. I don't know. I don't know from where. Oh, he's horrid.
Good. Thank you.
Yes.
Mother,
seed word that you use when you like meditate on the chakras. You start meditating from the lowest up to the top. And if you use the seed words like Lam, Yam, Sa, no, it's Lam.
I can't hear it.
Oh, anyhow, if you meditate, is that all right, using the seed word?
If you meditate on the chakras using the seed mantras.
Just now you don't. All right? Just now.
Just
later.
now.
Don't do it?
Just now to establish yourself. See, now if you use the seed mantras, you just don't do it just now because you don't know where the Kundalini is. First of all, establish yourself. You should know yourself, what is the problem is. Then in Sahaja Yoga, we teach everything, one by one. What chakra is catching, what mantra is to be used, what seed mantra is to be. There is no need now to use even seed mantra because you have got the Kundalini in your hand. You see, so you use the Kundalini mantra. And that's how we have got mantras for everything which you have to learn, gradually do. But don't do anything on your own because still you have to establish yourself fully, isn't it? Unless and until you are established, say unless and until you are a fully fledged engineer, nothing is given into your hand. So first of all, now the time of transition is very important. First you are transformed, but transmutation takes time. Like a caterpillar, you see, becomes a butterfly, but it has to get rid of all the nonsense that was being with it. And that has to take place. One, it has to become a butterfly, then it knows how to do the job. Alright? So the transition time you have to be very, very careful, go very steadily and rise. And Christine is here and also we might send somebody from England for her to help you and work it out gradually, steadily, till you achieve a position where you understand deeply. Because all these things you forget. Forget about this so-called knowledge. Like Shankaracharya has said, Adi Shankaracharya, that once you get realized, even this science looks like a child's play. It's all this knowledge is non-knowledge. Surdas has said, oh Lord, take away my avidya, take away my non-knowledge. So just forget about the Bij mantras just now. All such books on chakras and throw them away. You have your own book of your experience. Yourself learn and you become the masters of Kundalini. You have such powers as Sri Ganesha has. You can raise the Kundalini like this. Even the great gurus I have met in India, they are jealous of it. Take it from me. They are real people, no doubt. But they can't understand why I have given you realization so fast. They can't understand with all your impurities, how are you raising the Kundalini when they cannot raise it. It's very interesting that you are made after the pattern of Sri Ganesh, immaculate. So first establish yourself. That is important. All right. Now, those who have come for the first time, yes, sir.
I'm just curious. Perhaps I missed what you said, but could you explain what is the Kundalini and how can we raise it?
Kundalini. It's very good. That's what I will tell you, that how to raise it yourself. But just now, you see, we'll first of all give you realization. Then you can use my photograph for some time for raising the Kundalini for the people. You put them before the photograph. You don't try yourself alone in the beginning. What you do is to put them before the photograph, all right? And just put a light before the photograph, ask them to put the hands before the photograph. Now you start raising the Kundalini. After, one hand you may keep with the photograph, if you want. Raise with another hand the Kundalini at the back, just like this. You yourself will feel it rising. And the fellow can feel it also. One hand may not be feeling, another hand may not be feeling, all that. And then you will know which chakras is catching by your fingers. You see, it's all in the book. Have you got the book? All right, you will get the book, is there. And then you will know yourself, and then you will know what is the chakras that are catching. And of course, we have a center where you will know how to correct the centers, how to establish their realization. All right? And also those who want to come to India are welcome. We are having a tour for about, not so many days actually, if you say. It's about 40 days tour in the villages of India. If you can have a little rough time, if you don't mind, you can come along and it will be a good idea. So also that I will inform Christine about it, how we are going to organize it. And you can come there, because he came with me, he just came to me first of all, and then I took him round the villages, and then he got established well. Then he went back to Australia. Now he's established in 7 cities. I mean, not he, but others with him, whom he got realized and all that. Now in 7 cities they have got centers, and Sahaja Yoga is spreading very fast. So that's how it is. To establish it is not difficult. Christine is here, but you should be steady about it, steady. And forget all that you have read, forget about what you know. Just for the time being, just become one with your spirit. And then you start yourself learning what is wrong, what is good. As he asked me how to make out, first you become your spirit. Then you can make it out, then you get the discretion, that power, you get the vibratory power of the cool breeze. Alright?
Mother, what about Sun Young Moon?
What about Mr. Moon, the Moony man?
Wow.
Antichrist.
He said, is he an antichrist?
You see, they are all the satans, I tell you. They were born many a times and they have been killed many a times. 16 of them are real satans and 6 women. I think 70% of them are settled down here. 6 women and 16 of them are real satanic folks. And this moon business is now he's going to Germany. Just imagine. He was driven out of London, so now he's gone to Germany. I mean, you should understand that when there is love, your family system should improve. Your relationships should improve. He was using them just for his own purpose, making a business out of them. You cannot make business out of God and godly people. Business God does not know. He does not understand your money. He doesn't understand. I am so hopelessly bad, you don't know, ask them. I am absolutely hopeless, and I don't understand money at all. I try, I have no brains. My intelligence go off. I have no brains to understand money. You see, so many types of money you have. It's horrible. I get so fed up with the whole stuff. The big joke I do. So I don't know even today how to sign a check. I have to ask him, you write down everything I'll sign. I am absolutely hopeless as far as worldly things are concerned. I can't even open one packet, but I can open your Kundalini and give you the right. I'm very bad at it, very so hopeless you can't imagine. I depend on you entirely. With this country where everything is to be set, you see how you are set, but this you are set, and I am so unset I don't know what to do.
Shall we have it now?
Those
All right, put your hands like this. You have to take out your shoes, I'm sorry. It's very cold now.
Slip your shoes off.
But it doesn't matter.
Keeps
For
you-
a while, just for a while.
Keeps you earthed. Just hold your hands out, rest them on your lap is the best. Don't-
Just be comfortable. First is, and if you have ties and all that, you can a little bit loosen your ties. Will be a better idea for the shoes to be. Or if you are wearing anything in your neck, better to take it out. It's better. It will help. It will help. Definitely help. Any material thing around the neck stops the problem. Just take it out. It's
Slip it
better.
off just for 5 minutes.
Now if your mind is questioning, tell it to stop. Otherwise, it will just come in between like a monkey just comes in. Tell the monkey to stop for a while. It has been all the time bothering you. You just feel it. Just put your hands down. Now close your eyes. Better keep your eyes closed because of Agya. See, it doesn't rise above Agya. Get some more water. Just let it go. Don't put your attention concentrated anywhere. I mean, if you find your attention is very wobbly, then at the most you can look at your 14th bone on top of your head. But try not to control the attention. Just let it be. Let it be. It will work spontaneously, automatically. You don't have to do anything. All right? Just keep it loose. Keep your hand straight and keep your eyes shut. Straight towards me. Straight towards me. With your fingers towards me. As if you are asking for your realization. Keep your eyes shut. That is very important. Don't say any mantras and don't push your head too much upward or downward. Just keep it in the center. Do not put any pressure on your Vishuddhija. Just leave it alone. And just sit with a comfortable position and not with any strain on the body anywhere. Just be very comfortable and relaxed and just put your hand. Do not strain yourself at all. You don't have to strain, you don't have to work it out, it will just work out automatically. Just keep it straight. Maybe some people might feel a little bit of heat in the hand. Doesn't matter. It will go away. If you have heat in the hand, you can throw it away like this as you throw in the water. And then again put the hands if there's heat. Open the door. Little bit, little bit. You put your right hand again on your heart. Keep your eyes shut. And say that, Mother, I am the Spirit.
Mother, I am the Spirit.
Please say it again.
Mother, I am the Spirit.
Please say it again.
Mother, I am the Spirit.
Mother, I am not guilty.
Mother, I am not guilty.
Again.
Mother, I am not guilty.
Again.
Mother, I am not guilty.
Now just say, Mother, forgive me if I have done any mistakes, without feeling guilty.
Mother, forgive me if I have done any mistakes.
Again, please.
Mother, forgive me if I have done any mistakes.
Again, please.
Mother, forgive me if I have done any mistakes.
Now put both the hands towards me without opening your eyes and say, Mother, please give me my realization.
Mother, please give me my realization.
Again.
Mother, please give me my realization.
Again.
Mother, please give me my realization.
Make me my own Guru. Please make me, Mother, make me my own Guru.
Please, Mother, make me my own Guru. Please, Mother, make me my own Guru. Please, Mother, make me my own Guru.
Feeling the cool breeze? Put both the hands towards me. There should be no sense of insecurity. Some people do feel because I'm going away. I'm not going away anywhere. I'm with you every moment, you remember. I'll be with you. Felt it? Those who have not felt the cool breeze, raise your hands. All right, keep them raised, all right? Keep them raised. You can even see them. See all the new people in many places. She's got it. She's the gentleman here. Put his left to the right. This lady you can see. Samuel, you can see that gentleman there next to you. She's all right. She's got it. The another one. Second to her. Just see. Yes. No, this is the one next to you. Yes, he has it. See this gentleman here? Somebody?